The business history of Anita Roddick and the Body Shop. The beginnings of a pioneer. Anita Roddick was born on October 23, 1942 in Littlehampton, England, into a family of Italian immigrants. From a young age, Anita showed a deep curiosity about the world and a strong sense of social justice. These two qualities would later combine to form the basis of what would become one of the most influential ventures in the beauty industry, the Body Shop. However, in her early years, Anita had no idea that she would end up revolutionizing the world of cosmetics and redefining the relationship between business and social activism. After finishing school, Anita briefly worked as a history teacher. However, she had a great desire to explore the world, which led her to make a series of trips through Latin America, Asia, and Africa. It was on these travels that Anita began to realize the rich heritage of knowledge about natural products that many cultures possessed. In remote villages, she saw how women used simple ingredients like tea tree oil and aloe vera to care for their skin. These natural remedies were not only effective, but also deeply connected to the communities and environment. This holistic, nature-friendly approach would resonate deeply at the heart of what would become the Body Shop. The birth of the Body Shop in the early 1970s, Anita returned to England after marrying Gordon Roddick. Together they opened a small inn in Sussex, but life was not easy financially. In 1976, while Gordon left on a long motorcycle trip through South America, Anita, who had to support her two young daughters, decided to start her own business. Inspired by the natural personal care traditions she had observed on her travels, she opened the Body Shop store in Brighton, with just 15 products in her initial range, all made by hand. From day one, Anita Roddick took a disruptive approach compared to conventional cosmetics companies. Instead of selling expensive products in fancy packaging, their store offered simple, effective products packaged in recyclable jars. The idea was that customers could return empty bottles to be reused, encouraging a sustainable mindset from the start. Lacking extensive resources to advertise her store, Anita employed an ingenious strategy: storytelling. Each product had a story, based on the natural traditions of the different cultures he had known. These stories resonated with customers, creating an emotional connection with the products. A revolutionary approach in an industry dominated by giant conglomerates selling unrealistic beauty ideals, the Body Shop was a breath of fresh air. As the business grew, Anita began to incorporate her values of social and environmental justice into every aspect of the company. It wasn't just about selling products, it was about advocating for positive change in the world. This attracted a loyal clientele who not only wanted to look good, but also do good. One of Anita's most innovative decisions was the use of ethically sourced ingredients. Instead of looking for the cheapest ingredients available, she made sure that the producers in the communities where these ingredients came from were treated fairly. This approach, now known as fair trade, was revolutionary in the beauty industry. Through partnerships with indigenous communities and agricultural cooperatives, the Body Shop ensured that its products were not only natural, but also socially responsible. Additionally, Anita was one of the first in the industry to publicly condemn cosmetic testing on animals. This stance attracted a large number of animal rights advocates and helped cement the brand's reputation as an ethical and activist company. Under her leadership, the Body Shop became a vehicle for campaigns that went far beyond skincare, advocating for issues such as human rights, environmental protection, and combating human trafficking. Exponential growth. What started as a small shop in Brighton soon became an international franchise. The Body Shop's unique approach, combining natural products, ethical principles, and social campaigns, quickly attracted public attention. International expansion was rapid, and in less than a decade, the company had opened hundreds of stores around the world. Despite the success, Anita remained true to her mission of using the business as a force for good. His motto, "Commerce does not have to exploit anyone," was more than a simple phrase, it was the core of the Body Shop's business strategy. This was reflected in the adoption of global campaigns. In 1986, for example, Anita launched the Save the Whales campaign in collaboration with Greenpeace, using the Body Shop stores as awareness platforms to protect endangered whales. This was a radical approach for the time, as few commercial companies dared to take such strong public stances on social and environmental issues. Challenges and criticisms, however, success did not come without challenges. As the Body Shop grew, so did internal criticism and challenges. In the late 1990s, questions arose about whether the company was truly living up to its ethical ideals. There was criticism of a lack of transparency in the supply chain and accusations that some products were not as natural as claimed. Although the brand remained firm in its stance against animal testing and fair trade, this criticism forced Anita and her team to reevaluate some aspects of the business. Additionally, rapid expansion brought logistical problems. Maintaining quality control and ensuring that all franchisees shared the same ethical values proved to be more challenging than Anita had anticipated. However, in the face of these obstacles, she continued to push for change. Implemented stricter programs to ensure ingredient authenticity and strengthened its commitment to supplier communities. Sale to L'Oreal and Anita Roddick's legacy in 2006, Anita Roddick made a decision that surprised many. She sold the Body Shop to French cosmetics giant L'Oreal for more than $650 million. This sale was seen as a betrayal by some of the brand's most die-hard fans, given that L'Oreal did not share the same ethical reputation as the Body Shop. Additionally, L'Oreal was partially owned by Nestlé, a company embroiled in controversies related to labor and environmental exploitation. Despite the criticism, Anita defended her decision, arguing that the sale would provide the Body Shop with the necessary resources to continue growing and bring its ethical message to an even wider audience. However, the relationship between the Body Shop and L'Oreal was complicated. Although the company continued to be a champion of social and environmental values, public perception of its integrity suffered. Over the next few years, the Body Shop struggled to maintain its reputation as an ethical pioneer in an increasingly competitive market. In 2007, Anita Roddick was diagnosed with severe liver disease stemming from a contaminated blood transfusion she had received years earlier. That same year, he passed away, leaving an indelible legacy in the business world. Although he was no longer leading the company, his influence was felt in every corner of the Body Shop and in the way the world viewed the role of business in society. Lasting impact. The story of Anita Roddick and the Body Shop is a lesson in how business can be a force for social and environmental change. Anita not only created a successful company, but also challenged the way the role of business in society was understood. He showed that it was possible to make money and do good at the same time. Through her leadership, the Body Shop changed the way people thought about cosmetics and what it meant to be a responsible consumer. Today, most large cosmetics companies have adopted social responsibility, fair trade, and cruelty-free testing policies, but much of this change was driven by the innovative vision of Anita Roddick. Although the Body Shop has passed through different hands, its legacy lives on in each product that promotes the well-being of both the user and the planet. Anita Roddick will be remembered not only as a successful entrepreneur, but as a pioneer who saw the potential of business to change the world for the better.